I welcome you, fellow sea creatures. Fellow sea creatures, we are the creatures of the sea. Our backbone tail all the way up to the core of the neck, just before the implantation of the matrix strands connecting to the clam inside our head where the pearl rests. And the pearl gets all the information. What's going on, man? You know what I just found out? I just found out that the Bible is not only confusing, but it's also coded. And I didn't start decoding anything yet, but I'm going to go back to it and explain it to you. It's that when I went to this certain page, whatever it was, every single line is numbered. And every single line above it horizontally, it is numbered again. Therefore telling you, okay, that let's say I would go to the first one, I would go 1 and 1. If I go 1 and 1, I mean, it's like looking at the odds at the horse races, if you follow me. You look at it. So here I'm going to go and see if I can make something up, okay? This is what it's all about. If everybody that doesn't know me, my name is Ronald. Most people can't say my other name that I went through my life with is Ronnie. I never really did like Ronald. It sounds like a name that you have to jump over. I don't know why, but every time I say Ronald, I just want to jump over it. The whole thing is, in this name, you know what's special about it? Is if you jump over the R and you miss, okay, it hits the O. And then the top of the R looks like a D because of its flat neck in the back. Goes next to the O, and you have dough. Hey, you got Play-Doh. Does it matter how you spell it? But don't forget, the letter R already has an A in front of it before it begins. So now you would have an arrow, but you have no W. You have the O. Don't you know beta creation, letter number 23, goes automatically with the O? O. How much do you owe me? I owe you my life. I am the Omega egg. My number is 15. I also stand from where I became because I am the 15 egg. The first letter in the alphabet, I came from God. And where did I go? I went to number 5. And the 5th letter is the E worlds. But the 5th planet is Jupiter. And the 5th day of the week is Thursday. The 5th day of the work week is Friday. So where were we? Where were we? Jupiter. Everything I do, I keep seeing C. They keep saying A, B, C, B. They both have the B after it. And there's a way to do it. Because B and E, it means 2 to 5. 2 to 5. 2 and 5 is 7. C and E, the sound of the E, okay, is 5. But the C is 3. So it means H. So it means 8. And you can do this to every letter. D, the E is after. But now when you see a word like happy and you see the A, now you got to think. The A goes with the A letter, the angel, God Almighty. Okay? The next one, the next A, is H. So if you're happy, you are one part of the heavens. Okay? There's more than one part of the heavens. You as your body holds your heaven within inside as it holds the element of thought, where the pearl in the brain works, okay? Your body is another part of it. And then we have where we're the transport, the energies that come here. Now, anyways, we have A to E on this, okay? Omega, A to E. In between the two is a C. That's for creation. Because in order to get to 5, which is in the middle of your telephone, 1 pp, 2 kaka. They throw the 1 pp and 2 kaka together in number 3, and they turn the batter in number 3. Okay? Now, are they talking about the first batter? Because if they're talking about the first batter, then Earth first, okay, is to have human beings. But no, did God come here on this planet and do it this way, or did he send it down? God stood in the satellite universe. The way I see it, okay, is that the mixture they had in 3, whatever it created, had to be moved. Okay? It had to be moved from 3 over to 4. And 3 over to 4 is 7 on your dice. And if I show it to you on the telephone, then it would look like this. Hey, all aboard! Who's taking the elevator over to Delta Corner? Who's got the free ride? So you've got the 4, right? But now you need to make a berth. So what happens, okay, is 4 has to go down to 9. You see, 3 and 4 make a 7. The minute you can make a 7, you can automatically have the 7th gate. If you can't make a 7, you can't have the 7th gate. And you know that the 7 and 1, if you put them together, you create the 4. The 7 is part of 2. 2 is part of 5. 6 is part of 8, and they're both part of 5. Many ways to create the 5. One of the ways is to put an L on top and a C on the bottom. Create the 5. Here, I'm going to show you. And there. Hey, there's LC. LC, gamma, creation. 12th letter, 3rd letter, 15, back to 1 and 5 again. This world, my friends, is so fantastic. I'm probably going to lose myself, but I'm still on Omega. Give me a chance. Then they have different ways to divide the alphabet. Like you see the Greek or the Jewish alphabet, because I do not know it all. That's right. I do not know much at all. I only know the little bit that I talk about at a time. But if you take a look in the English alphabet, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Stop, 7th gate. You've got the piano. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. 9 letters in a row. That's the birth. Q, R, S, T, U, V, Q, R, S. 3 in a row. Creation. T, U, V. Okay, if you look on your phone, T, U, V is always together because that's the heaven. T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Do you see the way they say it? It's just not my rendition. That's the basic thing that comes into my head. W, X, it means in creation, number 23, W, creates the one spirit more, X, 24. Because when you make creation 2 and 3, you're creating 3 things. It's here on this earth, the creation of every life on this earth, all the human beings, okay, on this earth. That's the 2 of beta that she takes care of. 2 connects to 7 and 9 because 2 is the actioneer, okay, in the 7th gate. Because God, instead of being 1 from the 1 spot, he's number 2 from the 2 spot. See how he got to be 2? 1 and 1 was 2? Never mind, if you take away the 2 spot and go to the 3 spot, okay, if you take away the 2 spot, here's the 2 spot. Look what happens. It's a butterfly. Because these and this and this and this are God's 4 primary corners, okay? Then there's the inside, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the birth, this is our birth world in here, okay? Now you have to, you see this all the way to here? There is nothing, so you can't get all the way. You only can move the same amount in each row. If you want a full, oh, and take a look what it looks like, okay? The inside of this shape and the tails. One's going this way, one's going this way, one's going back, like at the bottom of the apple, because it's just, it's more or less, I could have created it this way, right? But it goes this way because when these return energies come over here, it comes out the tail, telling this tale of the 2 sides of the story, okay? See the way it creates an E? I didn't want to create the E. The E is automatically created, okay, by finishing off your design, okay, and then adding the lines that go after. You got to be born. You weren't born. I wasn't born till 1963. So the line only gets marked, I mean, after, and I can't keep dividing it for every birth. So we keep it the same thing. We keep the line solid from here to here. We have these 2 corners and these 2. Now we have the E. E11E. But because of the connecting omega lines, there's supposed to be another line here, because you're supposed to make a box. And then in the box you make another triangle. Then you make the octagon. And then you make the Magen David. Along with the pentagram and the fleur-de-lis that goes along with this. But we're going to leave that out, okay, right for now. So this is your 17-2037U. Butter, fly, moon, cow, milk. Cow jumped over the moon. Can butter fly too? If a cow can jump over the moon, why can't butter fly? Come from the same animal. You know, it's a pretty big leap up to the moon. So what is the truth about the moon? And then again, if a butter can fly, right? The udder of the cow, the butt of the cigarette, okay, and the rent and buffer in life. Because the way I make my T's so screwed up, they look like F's. So it's now the buffer of life is the moon. We are not alone. We never have been alone. We will never be alone. And look at the freedom God gave us. Look at the freedom they gave us on this planet. Do you know how it works? It's almost like playing the arcade games. Why? Because when you play the arcade games, before you move your little hand and move the man around, you have to think. You have to think for that man. You're thinking for the man, or you're thinking for yourself. Where am I going next with this? No, we're going to leave this for later. Just to remind yourself, the to center on your phone going down, okay, this is what it says. 258, 258, 258, 258. That's what it says, okay? That's all. The numbers just turn around and around within themselves. They're just telling it's within themselves, around and around, just on a different level. So for those who don't understand pi, you got to combinate your numbers and you're together. And as far as the more decimals down you go, the more you're just going to tell us about life. That's all it is. It's all the numbers are telling you about life. If you take 5 numbers in a row, it's going to tell you a story about those 5 numbers. It's not going to care what's on the right. It's not going to care what's on the left. You use any of the numbers you want. Take a total, because I've really never went up to 10 letters, but you can do 10 letters because, in fact, you can do 11, because if you dial overseas, it's 3 area code, 3, and then 4, 33 of Christ, and the 2222 of the heaven in the B world. So what you do is you go to pi and you take, let's say just for example, all you used were 41592. So let's say you use that, and that's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th decimal. So right away, by knowing that you're at the 6th decimal, okay, now you know 5 and before the actual answer, and you know the actual answer to the next 3 numbers that are coming up. That the next, well, if you took 5 numbers, then it can give you as much as a 6-number answer, because it can be bumped up 1, right? It's funny the way we never bump up more than 1. 999 times 999 is not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? 99, 9 times 9 is 81. You don't get 100. You never pass 100. So you can keep on doing it. That's why with pi, if you take 6 numbers, you need 7 numbers remaining. You understand what I'm saying? Let's say you chose. Let me do this. I wasn't expecting to do this. I just, sometimes when I talk in the public, so we're going to go on to pi and find something about pi. Okay, here's pi. Let me mark this down. 3.141592 653 58979 58979 3238 3238 6264 6264 3. Okay, now I'm going to come back to you. Okay. Am I impolite? I'm an impolite guy. I really want to get my way most of the time, and I get really frustrated if I don't. But I'm good at heart, and I'll let you in, and I'll treat you well. But if you take me for a fool, I'll treat you as best as you need to be treated for someone who might be that person. Why? Why do I have to shadow that upon people? To let them know there is no fool, and to be careful. Even the fool is smarter than what I said, because the fool wouldn't say a word. You can only rape me so much. And if you can't vision what I vision, you ask me. I will discuss it with you. I'm not afraid to be wrong. Who cares? I don't give a hoot if I'm wrong. As long as you don't throw it at me and trounce me with it, I still don't care that I'm wrong, but I do care how I'm being treated about how wrong I am. When you find that somebody's wrong, I mean, sometimes it's good to go see them, but in this world, we're not aware. Sometimes we take it so hard. Oh, you're coming to me. What are you coming for me? Why are you coming to me? Well, you know, yesterday you did something wrong. Again, I did something wrong. It's like all the time I'm with you, I do something wrong. Why would she want to hang out with you anymore? You're always putting her down. Now you got to say to yourself, I must put up with it and say nothing at all. Sometimes it doesn't matter if they're wrong. It doesn't matter. If they ask for the do-dire straight answer for it, okay, then you go ahead and you give the best to your knowledge without getting involved in the conversation. Say, listen, well, if I was looking at it far, I'd have to give you 3 stories. That's the way you start out with the 3 stories. And you tell her the stories in order, so you're manipulating her. So all you're manipulating her is that by the time you get to the part where, oh, she stank, okay, or she's a skank, she'll sort of really understand it because you're explaining the situation. You're explaining how you see the view. Look, how many people look in the sky and say, it's a plane, it's a bird. Why is a plane or a bird a Superman? Because the Superman is your thought, seeing up, seeing the bird in the sky, seeing the plane in the sky, having a vision to be able to see. It's not really Superman. Secondly, I have a story about Krypton. Okay? C-R-Y. Wait a second, stop. C-R-Y. C-R-Y? That's cry. Why don't I put a K-R-Y? Because that would sound like French and say cri. Anyways, we're going to get back to this. This is pi 1, 2. I'm going to number the numbers to see which area they're in, okay? 1, 2. Oh, I can't do that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Are you guys bored yet? 22, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Isn't that funny? Stop right on the alphabet, okay? Here's pi, okay? This is one position into the thousands. So I start right here because this is the thousands, this is the hundreds. So I'm starting at number 3 creation. 3 and 1, okay? Or 1 and 4, 1 and 5. This is the exact same answer, the first 2. Anyways, this is the way it goes. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 3 is 7. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 3 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 5. 5 and 1 is 6. 6 and 3 is 9. 9 is the birth. So now what happens? You had 7. You had 2. You had 9 the birth. And then you have 11 plus 3 is 14. And that's the end passage into this world. That's one way to do it. By just taking any number. The number 8, okay, is the 18th letter. I mean, number 8 is the 18th letter, and it's the one spirit of 8. Let me see again. The 26th letter, okay, 26th letter, which is right here, number 3. It says letter Z. At the same time, it says letter C. Okay, this is creation of beta, this world, and 6. The 25th letter, which is 4, has a 25, which is a Y. 25, which is actually 5, Okay, it's man, it's Jack, it's 2 and 5, it totals 7. Okay, this is the 4 world. I mean, it's hard to explain. 25 and 4 equals 29. 29. Anyways, I'm going to show you a different way that maybe you'll be able to understand. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. What you do is you take only these numbers. This number is fixed. Okay? This number has a fixed answer already. You got the next pieces with the pi here. You'll do this group, and this will be a fixed number, and will lead to this. And then you do this piece, and this will be a piece number. And you do this piece. It's all in segments. That's all it is. It never ends because it's in segments. It continues on and on, so you continuously see that we're alive on Earth. It's just segments. That's the way I see it. The other part I didn't explain as properly as I should, but I'm going to just show you something else. Why is this the 6th world? Because one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's man? Man's right here. 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. Totality of 9. The game board begins. You got 4 corners. See the way the corners are chipped? 1 corner here, 2 corners, 3 corners, 4 corners. 1 corner here, 1 corner here. Okay? 1 corner here, and 1 corner here. Because this is a dice cube separated in half. It's actually together. But because it's in half now, you have to add on a new section. And that's where a dice cube from 6 ends up being 9. It would be 9 and 9, and the next dice cube would only have 6, leaving only 24 spaces. And I'm going to explain to you why. Okay? I'm going to explain to you why. If I could. Okay. Here's one section of the dice cube. Here's another section of the dice cube. Okay? Here's the 3rd row. It goes to them, and it goes to them. Excuse me. The 3rd row. No, the 3rd row is already being used. The third row is here. 1 row in between. Row number 3. Row number 4 is over here. See, I separated the dice cube just so I can slip this in. So row number 4 would be right here. And then you would have 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, plus the 1 in the center. You have to count it again. You understand? You get 3, then you get 1, 2, 3. You get 6, and then you count the center again, 7. Because what happens is there's a square going on the outside. So how am I going to explain this now? That when you have your telephone, I mean, did you notice this? It's 1, and then there's 2 that meet, and then there's 3 that meet, and then there's 2 across from each other, and 1 across from each other. So you got 1, 2, 3, center row, then you have 1, 2, 3, center row. 3, 1, 1, 3. Then you can go 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, because you go underneath. This is why the U, do you understand the U? You see something here? This can fall. What's balancing this? It's on this line here. What do you need to balance that? So you want to balance it? You get 2 sticks out, and you put a stick here and a stick here. Now you got the letter M. The reason for 1,000, because the spirit is 1,000. The one spirit in our life is 1,000. We are 6, but we are only parts of, and I didn't do the calculation. So, but it is a whole lot of fun. So I can go ahead and do pi right now and show you something. Why not? Why not? Why did I throw away my book? Wouldn't be fair. I'm going to do a piece of pi right now. 3, 5, 8, 9. Okay. The in between, this is 8, and this is 15. Okay, and this is 72 and 17. This is 89 again, and this is 23. Now, what's between the 2 worlds that we can multiply a stretch line separating on both sides? It would be only a 2, or it would be a 6. What line is this? 11, 12, 13. What would it be? What would it be? What is a straight line? An L. A straight line dividing. Can I use 3 when you don't know? We are working on pi, so let's use 3. What I did here is I took these numbers in pi, which are the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, and I divide them up because I only took 4 numbers, okay? I didn't want to use 9 or 10 because it's in a single digit addition, okay? I didn't want to use the 10 because there is no 0 in pi, okay? Is there any zeros in pi? I never see any zeros. Do you understand? Omega. If you don't, I'd like to know how many zeros you will see in pi up to 1,000 decimals. Because if you don't see too many, or if you see them in a certain section, that is the omega life. And it'll only show up in that section. Okay? So, what I did is, I took this out. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. Right away, you have 15th letter omega and the heavens. 8 by 9, 8 heavens, the 9 birth, 72. 2 gates would equal. This 72 equals to the same 8 and to the same 9. 7 and 2 is 9. Okay? It doesn't always work that way. I mean, if you use 9 times 6, it would be 63. I mean, only one of them repeats. But here, none of them repeats. If you use the 7 on the 8, it's 15, and you have the same thing here. If you use the 7 on the 9, it's 16. 1 and 6 is 7, which is the 7th gate again. So you come back to your number. Okay? The 8 heaven, the 9 birth. August, September, October. That's the way it is. It all starts in July. July, August, September, October. Halloween is the departure. Do you know why Halloween's on the 31st? It's after the 30th. The 30th is a creation, and we celebrate all the masks of who we are on that date. 10th month, 31st day, total of 41, the Mediterranean and Monopoly. And it means a whole lot more than that. Because 41 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 equals 25,625. If you know the count. You know the count? Hey, count! Bringing them on in here. Yeah. So anyways, now what I did after I got these answers, anytime a 9 is multiplied, you're always going to come back to the same number. Heaven and birth. All 9s stick together. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10, 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. See how 9 turns into 1? Because it's the 9 birth of the one Spirit of God. And the 9 birth of the 2 beta spirit. So 9 and 2 would make 11. 9 and 1 makes 10. But that doesn't count because that 10th one, right, is your life. You standing up. So you don't see that one spirit. So you go from 9 birth right to 11. Although your first day out is 10 because you're out on the one spirit. And who are you right now? You're just omega. You're just an egg. You're no more than that coming out of your mother. So we're going to get back to this. Now what we're going to do, okay, is W, or we'll go B, C, H, I. Let's see what it makes to start off. B, C, H, I. B, C, H, I. It could mean the name Becky, or B and E means beta electronic world. Hi, welcome to the world. Anyways, 23 and 89 makes 112, right? 1, 1, and 2 equals the total of 4, okay? 4, 2 in this corner, 2 in this corner, 2 in this corner, and 2 in this corner. That's the 8 heaven. We've got them all. You like that line on my hand? I mean, I can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? You see the star? Do you see the star? Let me see if I can use my pointer. Here's the leg here. Here's the leg here. Here's the point here. See, it opens up. It's hard to see now. See, it comes over here, and it makes the pentagram right here in my hand. And then this one, it's the same thing. You see, you only have one fold. Fold your hand. Take a look at your hand and fold it. Look. See that one straight line? Here. Oh no, I'm not saying goodbye. No, don't go away. There's still more. There's still more to come. Oh, you saw my dirty hands and you don't want them on your bed, so you're moving your laptop over to the couch? You think it's any better if I put my hands right next to you? What's going to happen? Hey, man, I can't come into your house like this. But wait a second. Wait a second. Can you turn on your screen, please, so you can catch me online? Okay. Okay, so where are we going to go next? Now what we're going to do is just add this to 112. The total was 4. Okay, if the total was 4, 4 and 3 is 7. Their connection on your dice. Now let's go see it another way. 3 times 23 is 69. Okay, now you have to go all the way down this board to find 69 and see what number it's under. 69, 6 plus 9 is F and I, or if. If. Those are the 2 letters, but those 2 numbers added is 15. A and E, angel E world. 1, 5, it creates omega. Omega comes from creation. So that way we did 69, which came out to 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So we put 6 here. Let me put 6 there. Whoa. Now because 6 is here, okay, we're going to go work on this one. Don't forget I put 6 here and I didn't move these numbers. I mean, it's like electricity and building a house. You brought everything into the place, you check it off, but you don't remove them. You have to reuse those same numbers because now you have an electrical current coming from somewhere else added to the current you already have. First it's in index 1, then it's in index 2, and then it's index 3. So anyways, what you got to do now is 3 times 89. Well, what I'm going to do is, because it is the 3, I'm going to count them separately. 3 by 8 is 24. 3 by 9 is 27. 24 and 27 equals 51. This is what 51 is about. Okay. It's also about this. Okay. Can you see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 1 in the center over here. E11E. E is the 5th letter times 11, 55. E is the next letter times 11, 55. 55 and 55 yards. Anyways, we're going to go back to here. It's 51. 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay? Did you understand what I did? 3 by 8 is 24. 3 by 9 is 27. Okay? We have that over here. 24 is 27. No? You notice you're not going to have the answers here as much. When you do this, you're going to have to really search your answers here now, because we're looking into these numbers, and these answers will come up further on into pi. So you have to do it one step at a time, this way, back and forth. So now what we would have is 6, 36. So since we have 6 of 36, okay, if you want, we can go 3 times 6 is 18. 3 by 6 is 18. 18 and 18 is 36, and that says creation of man. 6 plus 3 is 9, and the 9 is the reason for the 3, because 3 by 3 is 9, and now 3 goes into 9. So now we had an answer of 4 before, then we had an answer of 6, then we had an answer of 9. These are our 3 answers. Okay, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, and the totality is 4 is the 4 corners. Okay, the only time you start putting and building things together is when the 4 corners are up. It only starts on the 4 dice, and it only starts on the 4 card. Okay, and it always starts on the 4 corners. Where are we even again? Start in the corner. Start in the corner. Get to your room. Go to the corner. Anyways, so this is this part of pi. Okay, I ended up with 6, 6, like you remember, I ended up with 6, 6, and 3. 6 plus 6, 12. Plus 3, 15. Again, the omega number. Back to the same thing. It's all related to what 3 does. So if you're actually looking to end pi, don't look to end pi. Look to understand with the numbers you already have in front of you. Study the numbers you have, because some of these numbers also, I'm going to do this just really slowly here, and then I'm going to show you what I did. Is I'm going to go by pairs. Okay, I'm going to go by pairs. 8, 17, 8, 16, 7, 5, 2, 8, 1. Huh. You want to see something funny? There's really a total, okay? There's really a total here of 24, okay? Plus the dot, 25, and 3, 26. One of the reasons it stops on 24 letters. The reason it stops on 24 is because there's some letters that are doubled, okay? If you don't mark the L properly, it'll look like a 1, okay? If you don't cross the T properly, it'll look like the L. But the ones that make the most difference just by changing their angle is the 0, okay, and the O, omega. 15th letter, 0 value, okay? So it's got more values than just 0. Z and N, same letter. Z and N are both made by 7. 7 up, 7 down. So we have 24 letters, because really Z and O, I mean O is really not a letter, and I is 1. So now you have to start moving things around. So anyways, we're going to get back up with this. This is the part of pi we did. And the part of pi we did, take a look at it. 11, 12 is 23, 36, 50, 65. Number 65 means the number 7, a total count. In this world, we had 8 and 8. That's exactly what it is. This is 7528. Okay, see the way I ended up with a point here? 3.18, 3 spirit of the 1 and 8. And on this side, it was 3.14. 1,4 is the 2468 angle. Okay, 4 times 2. And this is 1 of 8. Instead of 4 times 2, it's 1 of 8, because this is God coming backwards. I only did it this way because they stopped giving me letters. Okay, and I ended up with an odd number. So, I mean, take a look at this one. It's almost 7286. You know, and don't forget, this 8 came from a 6. So if you actually look at this number and don't count the 5, and the reason you don't count the 5 is because on one side, if it's 1,000, you got a decimal point, so they're separated from each other, so you can treat it different. Okay, so yeah, we did this for pi, and did you understand this? Okay, 5 times 6, 5 plus 6, 41, the Mediterranean. This means life. Okay, this is the 8 and 8 world. This is the stop sign. 8 times 8 is 64. 6 and 4 is 10. 7 and 9. The 7 and 9, September and September. 9th month of September, the word scepter for 7. 7 and 9 is 16. This one is the gate, and this is the one spirit to bring you to world number 6. Here, 3 and 2, just like 23, it's a creation. It's a passage over here, number 5. 3 and 8, 11 equals 2. And that's into this world, this heaven, of the one spirit of the 3 creation. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's telling a good story. It's very nice. Very nice. Wow, what a nice story that was. It's crazy. I. No, it's really weird because, you know, I'm not a reader of any sort, and I really never went into anything. I only went into things that I really like. When I get in and I start doing these videos, not all of them, some of them, most of them, okay, I intensely try to get deeper and deeper and deeper to feel the part. I want to feel what I see. I want to be able to get across my emotions of how I feel, and how either I'm desperately nuts or really how great some of these things I see. Wow, I never thought of pi that way. Next, I'm going to be doing another video, and it's going to be all about the 7th gate and the entry, comparing it to having a child, based on time. I'm not going to do the rest of the story. Raphael 7286. June 12th, July 25th to August 4th, September 15th. Nice days, eh? Could be the eve of the 14th. But anyways, what is it all about? Nothing. Just remember the numbers. J, June 6. July 7, 25th, 7 to August 4th, 8 of August, 4, 12, 3. September 15th, 9 and 6. All these numbers that I told you are very closely related to the a chicken having a chick come out, a dog and a cat's pregnancy, and then a pig at the end. And even the numbers associate with it according to the months that I have told you. And this is all based off that eclipse. And the reason I'm saying this is because for a guy who knows nothing at all, I just want to tell you everything that I see in my mind, regardless, okay, of the totality of the truth. It is just part what's in my mind. Yet, if you have a question and say, what about all that work you do? Oh, it's all true. It's all basically what I see. And it's also what I sometimes want to see, like Earth. I keep telling everybody we're not there. But you know what? When you get to a stop sign, if you look to the corners, usually there's houses there. So I'm saying, well, if there's houses there, we should be living in a corner. Well, 1, 3, 7, and 9 is a corner, and Earth is on one corner. And then I remember, I heard, watch out for the cars, don't play in the street. And so then I said, well, if we're on the street, then we're at 2468. And then what happened, I heard my mother say, go play, GP, out, back, bop. Go play out back, G-bop. So if we played out back, we weren't going to get hurt. Now who would be back what? Back. Where would be the back? Okay, so we're asking that question. Now, the next question that comes in is, hold on a second, I'm thinking. The next question that comes in, I'm going to jump over one and say, God is with you everywhere. Well, if he's with you everywhere, he's in your pocket. He's on the street. Street in French is R-U-E, and a rue is a kangaroo with a pocket in front. So God, okay, might be your belly button of some way. Somehow God might be that belly button. Like you think the belly button, B and B, 22 of life? Maybe that's where he hangs out because that's where you cut him off at the end. You cut him off at the end. When you came out, you cut me off. Okay, so we're looking to see where planet Earth would be. So I'm trying to think that we're playing in the middle of the street, right? Where would we be? Well, we have to be at a four-way stop. Or would we be at 4 dead ends? Okay, a branch of some sort. Or we can swing around in a circle and come back. Well, if we're swinging around in a circle and coming back, that means we're actually somehow, is it possible, orbiting Jupiter? Are we one of the moons of Jupiter? How would that work out? Has anybody actually gone to the sun? I mean, you see Venus. I mean, you see it every night. Okay, and we're not far from Venus because we're on Earth. But if we weren't on Earth and we were next to Jupiter, holy Christ, that's a long, long way away. And who did all that testing for the sun and all these temperatures? We did it on Earth, right? Well, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe it worked out, right? But you had an extra 0 or an extra 2 zeros. I mean, imagine the sun, okay? How the eclipse of the sun happens. That hot sun against the planet with so many gases, and there's no really big reaction. Have you seen, hold on a second, you see this? This is the eclipse. Can you see, are my eyes open or closed? Ah, so who knows what kind of action was happening behind the plate in the bedroom. Okay, we're going to end it at this. Raphael, 7286. What's this? I never finished this, okay? But this one goes to here to connect. And then from the top here, it goes all the way down here to connect. Why? This is 1. I mean, this is 3. This is 7. This is 9, okay? We bring it from here to connect, okay? In the first house. Now, in the first house, we have to reconnect from the same one and not connect to the next one here. We have to connect all the way down to this one over here. That's why we got the longer and bigger D, because this is the first house connecting to the second house, passing over the center. So it needs to extend over the center to create that D. Hey, look, God's got no head, no tail. This is the 1-5 card. You see the V? V in this, 5,000. V in this, 5,000. Or just the X. X, 10,000. 10,000. I mean, I don't even know what you want to do. 10,000 times B is 20,000. And then you would have the V up here. Okay? Why not the V down here? Because this one's straight up. This one's an X. This is upside down. It needs support. So this is a V, but this is an X. Because V can stand alone without these. If you stood both of these up, these lines, and put one here and one here, that would be an M. Okay? So you have 10,000, 5,000 years, and up here you have 10,000 years. You have 15,000 years if you want to look at it this way. Now, if you count the other side, you have 11,625 years, 25,265, 25,625. Okay, so I draggled you along a little bit. It's time for the ratings. Are the ratings in, Blackie? Are you ready? Here come the ratings. For the beginning, it was not so bad. I'll give myself a 3.8 out of 5. But for the end, I slacked off, and I don't even pass 50. So it's for you to watch and be well. Everybody, Ron Paul, do not drop. Do not let anything deceive you. I should be deceived. 10,000 hits over 1,000 videos made. I should be deceived, but I'll never quit. Ron Paul, don't quit. Because to give up in what you want to do is to give up on life. And there's no such thing as no use. The use is to the end. Certain things have a use right to the end. Even once you're learning and the mind is constantly putting out goodness, I mean, you are the point of all the matters. Now the question comes like this before I let go. This is the dot of at the end of the sentence. This is the dot of the I. What is this? This is the omega. Okay. This is 15. This is 1. This is 1. If this is 15 and this is 1 and this is a small dot, wouldn't this dot be worth 14? 14th letter is an N. I'll just show you real quick. It's this letter here that can trap all these dots and come to an N. N and Z are the only ones that actually could do that. Okay. The other thing is this could be number 8. The creation of your story is written in phrases, in paragraphs, and who knows what say. Okay. It is written. When you come to the end, okay, of everything, before you put the period, your 3, creation, your story is the 9, because that's what's going to be coming out, okay, after your period. After your period. The 9 months of birth. So then this value, okay, I always thought to be either 5 or 10. And somebody says to me, how can it be 5 or 10? See the number 3 here? Look below it, the dot. Delete. It says to delete. When you get to that dot at the end of the sentence, if it says delete, that means your value is 10. And like I said before, if you want your value at 10, you are 9 birthed into this world. You are 10 standing without spirit. You are 11 with spirit. When this single spirit comes away, okay, you are back down to 10. And when you are 10, excuse me, when you take the 2 spirit away, you are back down to 9. Okay, but this 9 spirit, okay, because there's no more spirit on this side, it must now pass this way. Because now your 1 spirit is shared by both sides, and you are up in heaven. And this is the head, and this is the tail. That's how it works. Take away 2, because at 10, you ain't nothing. You just popped into this world, you're 10. You're completely all of God. 10. God is 0 to 9. Man is 1 and 9. 0 to 9, 1, 0, and 9. Because 0 and 1 are like the same thing, and 8 and 9 are sort of like the same thing. And in fact, anything with a 9 is always the same. Anyways, this is way too long. I can never have anybody watch these videos. Raphael, 7286, thank you very much. I appreciate it.